My name is Nolan Good. I'm a senior for the Avon Eagles, and I play quarterback.
When you were in middle school, did Coach Elder approach you and ask you, what are your plans, for the future?
Kind of. There was a little time where I was thinking about going to a different private school, but for basketball. And then I had a long talk with Elder, and he kind of.
What was the reasoning you gave
For going to the private school?
No, for going to Avon.
Because I've been going to Avon since kindergarten, and I'd never get a chance to play with my friends since kindergarten again.
So there's a different reason I heard.
What's that? Different reason? We think it's 8th grade.
Who are you talking to?
You. But I gotta pay attention.
No. That's the reasoning behind it.
Oh, Elder.
No.
What?
He said that you wanted to be in.
This is like a pop quiz.
Well, maybe, if you don't remember it. This is like a famous quote that he told me.
It's so weird.
He said there's a reason you've been watching videos. And
the Ohio Sportsnet videos. Yeah.
Did you really say that?
Yeah.
How did you say it?
I said, word for word?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I said I watched all the Ohio Sportsnet videos, and like one of my dreams to be on the video or be on the channel or something like that. Does that sound about right?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm just asking. When I heard that, it's like my heart kind of skipped a beat. I'm like, wow, I got a big fan.
Big fan. Spoon. Is that 1 or 2? All right.
Because when you become an All-American in your senior year and everything, I want to play that video back,
Of course. My name is still Nolan Good, and freshman year I had the privilege of being a challenge quarterback, and that's led me to be Coach Cicchetti's least favorite player on the team. Coach Powell, roll the clip.
Nolan, what does it mean to you to be an Avon Eagle?
It means to build relationship with my brothers and the kids that I've been going to school with since kindergarten. Also build relationship with the coaches, and then put on a show with my best friends every single Friday night in front of the city of Avon.
In middle school, you had choices of what schools you want to go to. How'd that end up?
There was talks about going to a different school. It was because I wanted to play basketball in college, and I knew a lot of guys. I played AU basketball with a lot of the guys that now go to St. Ignatius and St. Ed's, so it was always kind of like a talk to go. And then all it really took was a meeting with Coach Elder and to sit down and really talk to him about it for me to know like Avon was where I wanted to be. It's safe to say I definitely made the right decision.
I heard there was something else that factored into that too.
Maybe a little bit of starring on the Ohio Sportsnet videos, a little bit of that.
Really? Was that a big deal?
I mean, I enjoyed watching the videos, so I thought it'd be pretty cool if I could see me and my friends on the videos as well.
You're rare too. As a freshman, you started every JV game. You don't see that very often. Did you feel like you were thrust into it right away, and were you ready for it?
No, I think I was ready for it. A part of me was hoping to get that opportunity, just to really push myself and see if I was good enough to make plays like I would with my grade. And I think freshman year was a big confidence boost for me, just to know that I can compete with the older guys.
And then another interesting thing, you started every freshman game JV, but your sophomore year you played primarily defense and varsity.
Yeah.
And then came back as a starting quarterback your junior year. So that year in between, the sophomore year, what were you taking away from Sam and everything else that you kept your quarterback prowess?
So I still got to practice quarterback every single day in practice and go up against the ones for defense, the purple defense. I just think it was a lot more mental for me. Sophomore year, I really learned the mental side of the game because I wasn't getting the physical reps in game like I was freshman year, but instead I was getting on defense. So I think also playing defense helped me, with just learning the game of football and how defense works as a whole. So I think I was able to take a lot away from my sophomore year, offensively and defensively. It helped both, with both sides of the ball.
How much has being part of this program changed you as a person?
It's changed me a lot. I feel like I've kind of grown into a young man. When I came to this, I know I was for sure immature and 148 pounds, and I had a small little group of friends, and I feel like as the years have gone on, I've got to meet older guys. I've became closer with the younger guys, especially now that I get to play with my brother, who's a sophomore. I feel like I've built some bonds with some of the kids in his grade, so I know it's just helps to kind of have a relationship with every single kid, and not every kid, but a lot of kids in each grade level that I'm going to be able to play with.
What's it like being a starting quarterback of one of the top teams in the state?
It's a privilege, for sure, a privilege.
Why is that?
Well, for a number of reasons, but one of them, it just shows that my teammates and my coaches trust me with the ball in my hands. This is the city I've grown up in. I've built so many relationships here, and to be able to go out and play under the lights on Fridays and have them cheer me on, it means a lot.
What's that like when you run out of the tunnel and everything, and the packed house?
It's special. I think this year is going to be even different because it's our senior year, and I won't ever get to do it again for Avon, so I think it'll definitely be memorable.
You play with some really talented players too on the line,
Yeah.
running backs, your receivers, your tight ends,
Yep.
your defense. You just step back sometimes in the huddle and look and like, okay, who's going to shine on this play?
Yeah, well, for sure. Last year, I know with the guys that we had, it was definitely one of those. But this year, I think instead of stepping back and being like, we got some dudes, because I know we have dudes now, it's going to be more stepping back and being like these are my best friends I've grown up with, and I'm just going to be able to cherish those moments.
How cool is that when you got like Maxie and Kepner running, these deep routes and everything? You got TK running the ball.
Yeah. Well, I made a deal with Matt to not give him the ball as much because I don't like him anymore. So no, I'm just kidding. No, it's cool. Just throw the ball and let him do his thing, and give the ball to TK in the backfield and let them do their thing. And it's kind of easy for me just to sit back there and let them take care of it, and definitely helps the team with wins and stuff like that. So just the ability that they have and what they bring to the team.
You suffered some pretty serious injuries last year. One, a season-ending one.
Mm-hmm.
What did you learn from that made you a better person, better player?
I had a much longer off season than everybody else, so I was able to get back to work and try to work on some of the things that I thought that I was lacking last year, and it really just brought out the leadership. I felt like I needed to be a leader to Blake and Trevor and those younger guys in the quarterback room, and I still feel that way now. As I hope those guys can look up to me and look at me, and hope that if with any questions, I hope that I can help and answer those.
What are your team goals for this year?
Conference championship, win week 1 for sure at the Brown Stadium, beat our rivals, and then ultimate goals, state championship. I know everybody says that every single year, but this year I feel really, really good about it.
How realistic is that?
As realistic as we make it, as much work as we've put in, I feel like with every single day, if we keep working, it's totally realistic.
How much of an advantage do you guys have here at Avon, playing with the guys that you've grown up with since you were so tall? Mm-hmm. And now here you guys are, you're going to be seniors, you're going to be leaders.
It's the brothership that we've been able to build. It's not just football. Like it's a get-to thing, not a have-to. Like we get to go out there and be with our best friends and play football with our best friends, a sport that we all love. And it just so happens that we have the best coaches in the state. So, that helps a lot with the success that we have.
How psyched are you for your senior year?
I'm psyched, yeah. I can't wait. I don't want it to go by, but I can't wait.
So what's something about Nolan Good that people outside this locker room don't know that you want to share?
I'm a little bit of a psychiatrist. Yeah, I'm a psychiatrist.
With your teammates?
Yeah, I diagnose them with mental disabilities and stuff like that.
Do you help cure them?
Nah, you gotta kind of leave them to figure that out. But I just let them know that they have it.
He's the only normal person.
No, I didn't say that either. I got stuff wrong with me too.
Everyone else has something else.
That's not true.
Nolan Good was identified probably in first and second grade as a tremendous athlete and someone that we knew could be a franchise player for us down the road. And when you go to recruit quarterbacks at the college level, you understand that's the face of your program. We understand that too as high school coaches. And I remember watching him run around at little kids camps when he was in first, second, third, fourth, fifth grade and was always the best athlete on the field. didn't always identify as a quarterback. And so we helped him identify as a quarterback because we thought that he could be who he is, which is an All-Ohio quarterback and a Division I commit to Kent State. But my favorite part of Nolan Good is that he's worked tirelessly to get better every single year. You could become All-Ohio and become content with that. You could get a lot of college attention and become content with that. But Nolan Good wants to be coached. He wants to get better. He wants to become a better leader. I've watched him and challenged him in some certain aspects of his life, and I've watched him grow and get better at that every step of the way.
What does that say about what he went through last year? The serious injuries, he had 2 of them in the end of the season. What do you think he learned from that to make him even better?
Basically, when you get injured as a junior and you're an All-Ohio player, that is really hard for a team to handle. What I watched him do was remarkable. He could have obviously went into a hole and mourned his own loss and his inability to play. But what he did is showed up for practice as soon as he possibly could and wrapped himself around Blake as the backup quarterback, breathed confidence into him, stood next to him on the sidelines and supported him. And that was a tough situation for Blake to come into as a sophomore, especially replacing an All-Ohio guy at the level of football we're playing. But what I watched him do with Blake and the friendship they were able to build through that speaks volumes of who he is and how this team is actually more important to him than his own personal success. And that's not normal. Like a lot of people in athletics, it's not the way they look at things. But he did a great job of mentoring Blake through that, leading our team. Even though he wasn't on the field, he still was able to lead us.
As a dual threat quarterback, you ever sit back sometimes and you're not a coach on the sideline, you're just a fan watching him make some of the plays he makes?
Yeah, his first year as a starter as a junior, and he will be the first to tell you, like, the Canton-McKinley game wasn't his best game. He had a bad first half, had a good second half, and then we're playing Glenville, and I remember him being a ball of nerves going into that game because he just felt pressure of, like, living up to the standard of Avon football. And I told him, like, listen, man, just go out and have fun. This isn't life or death. This is fun. And in that game is when his career took off because he was the best athlete on the field. And Coach Ginn would see me out, at combines or whatever, and we would talk, and he would always ask about Nolan and joke about recruiting him over to Glenville. He was the baddest cat on the field that day, and he was. And he was that every week thereafter as well. Not only is he a great quarterback, he's a great athlete, and he's a great leader.
How blessed are you to have all the great players you have and then even have such a special player at quarterback like Nolan?
You need great players in every position, but quarterback is the most important position in football. Sorry, Coach Cicchetti, defensive guys, you might disagree, but it's the most important position. There's so much to process, and everything goes through that person. On offense, we want to start with a great center, and we have one, and then you want a great quarterback, and we have one. And so I'm excited to watch him play out his senior year, and he's very determined to get back to the playoffs and be able to actually stay healthy and compete and lead this team to a state championship.
He's obviously explosively athletic. Got a great arm. To me, where I've seen Nolan, especially these last 2 years, especially this year, is he's a great leader. He's a great teammate. He is so driven to try to be as good as he possibly can be. I saw him when he was young and identified him very much when he was young, and to see the tremendous growth as a human being. He's just such a good person to his teammates, and he's a servant leader, and that's the Nolan we love.
How young was he when you first came on your radar, and what did you notice about him?
Well, I thought he was in 6th grade. He was in 4th grade. It was at our camp, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this kid is an absolute stud. And quite honestly, he didn't play quarterback. He played running back probably all the way up until like 7th or 8th grade. And then, identified him early. Knew he could throw, knew he was a great athlete.
When you see kids like that at a young age, like, you just kind of see, like, wow, the future is just so bright for him?
Yes, it's not hard. I coach a position where usually I have the best athlete on the team and one of the smartest players, so my job's pretty easy. So we try to identify him young.
You've coached some really dynamic athletes, too, at quarterback over the years. Where would he rank up there?
He is among the best. He's so instinctual. A lot of things that he does, he works really hard at his craft. I don't want to say that he's natural because that's a disservice to how hard he works at it. But he just has some quickness instincts. You see, as a great basketball player, some of the moves that that puts on. He can go from 0 to fast and from fast back down to 0 so quickly that, it's just elite athleticism.
I've known him since the day I was born. I mean, our families are really close friends. I'd say we're best friends. He's a really good guy. He's a really good athlete. Smart. Probably leader. Leads our team. Athletic. Good. Nolan good. Pretty good.
I remember he started in 4th grade. I've been playing with him, and he's just been basically a baller, I could say, since 4th grade throughout. And I knew he was going to be good, and he moved to quarterback. I don't know what grade it was, but he didn't start off at quarterback, but he moved to quarterback. And in 8th grade, he'd throw me touchdowns, and I remember that. And then freshman year, he didn't play with us because he was on JV, and then from my sophomore year, junior, senior, just been a playmaker.
Nolan's honestly, he's one of the best people I met. He's one of my best friends, and he's I feel like I can always count on him, and I trust him a lot, and he's just a great person.
That's my guy. That's a brother to me. Really, hang out with this dude a lot, and he's great, and he's a hard worker. A hard worker. Best word to describe him, hard worker.
I'd say great, good to great. He's just, in terms of football player, he's great, and then character, he's willing to help anybody out that he needs it.
Leader. Really good leader. Really fast too. Yeah.
Nolan, he's definitely, out of all my friends, out of all the captains, he's the most mature out of us. He knows what's right, knows what's wrong, keeps everybody in line. So I'd say Nolan's mature.
Athletic, fast, Lamar Jackson, dog.
Lamar Jackson?
Yes. I don't know, just growing up with him playing 4th grade football, he started in 4th grade. He was always that shifty quarterback. He started actually at running back in my position, and then he went to that quarterback and just always gave me that Lamar Jackson type aura.
Guy's a leader. He comes in and day out. He's ready to go. He's the face of the team, I'd say. He's a leader. I don't have any other way to put it.
Go back to his freshman year when he first came in here. He was kind of a little scrawny, quick and everything. And look at him now. How he almost looks like a tight end.
Yeah.
Just explain his transformation over the years.
I remember being in the student section, and we were playing Brunswick my freshman year at Brunswick. And I remember seeing him go in, and I got all excited. I was like, let's go! Nolan's in the game! And then he threw the touchdown. I was going even crazier. I was so happy for him. As the years go on, I've definitely become more closer with Nolan. I think freshman year I wasn't too close with him, but we knew who we were. We say if we saw. But now we're definitely closer. We've been on the field for longer. We're captains now. So I definitely think that factors into it. I think just the friendship has really gotten more definitely good.
Dog. Good guy, leader, hard worker, and I'm excited to play in front of him.
What do you think of his transformation? Think back to his freshman year. He was this quick, scrawny little kid. Now here he is, just ripped, jacked, and all ready to go.
He looks a little bit better, I guess, I would say, from freshman year. But the hard work that he puts in, it shows off. People don't see it, but he's putting in work at the field alone and doing stuff like that. So
He's just a pure athlete. Since we were young, I played basketball with him. He's been a great competitor. He hates to lose. That's what really separates him, is that drive to be the best.
For him to do what he did and play at the level that he did as early as he did in his high school career is extremely impressive. Having Nolan as my backup for 2 years was great. We were able to push each other to get better in practice. We learned from each other. We were each other's biggest supporters. All of his effort off the field and in the film room to improve his game was showing in practice and in JV games as he waited his turn to be the starter. Nolan's talent on the field is like no other, and that's why he's one of the best quarterbacks in Ohio. But what many don't see is his leadership and character off the field that is truly remarkable and makes him stand out from the rest. Best of luck, Nolan, and to the team, go Eagles.
If Hollywood made a movie about Nolan Good, who would star as Nolan Good?
Look-alike, I'll do here. Somebody who I got this lot looks like me is Austin Moon, but what's his name? Ross Lynch. Ross Lynch, that's who they say looks like me.
Who's this?
A dude from Disney, singer now, whatever.
Okay, Ross Lynch.
Yeah, and then if I got to choose somebody to star as me, actually, yeah, I'll go Connor. Connor can start with me.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
You as big as Bingham?
No, I'm not as big. He's almost as good looking, but yeah.
Is that just because he's your center, you're backing him up?
A little bit. Also, I know he wants to do that, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wants to be an actor?
Yeah. No, just for me.
Wait, the question was you're choosing someone?
If I had to choose an actor to star in a movie,
Out of all the people in the world, you chose Connor.
look at him, bro.
If you were a superhero, who would you be?
Superman. Superman.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why is that?
He can fly. He's got a cool suit. He's strong. Good looking. I don't know.
Jake's Lois Lane?
Yeah. Yeah. And his partner, Wonder Woman, whatever, she's bad too. Yeah. She is. Have you ever watched that movie?
If you were a pizza, what topping would be on you?
Oh, my favorite toppings are black olives and mushrooms. So, so yeah.
So nobody's sharing.
No, I am.
Well, I don't care. I wouldn't share. No.
The last few months, the Powerball and the Mega have hit like $1 billion. If you won that jackpot, what would you do?
First thing I would do, I've always promised my mom a house on the beach. So I'd buy her a house on the beach. I'm a spender, so I'd buy a lot of stuff, but I'd buy myself a jet ski and a house in one of those exotic places that you don't go and nobody goes, but like crystal clear waters, water, a house on the water, in the water on stilts, one of those that nobody can get to. You gotta have a private jet, a little landing spot. Probably buy Connor a little bit of McDonald's.
Not Taco Bell?
No, not Taco Bell anymore. It's McDonald's now. Nah, Matt doesn't get anything. I'm not getting Matt anything. I'd buy a lot. I'd buy a lot of stuff. I feel like I'd spend it all so fast, but I don't even know if is it even possible to spend it that much fast? How fast do you think you could spend that much money?
$1 billion? It all depends on what you get.
I guess. I'd buy expensive stuff.
So you're going to just spend it all and just...
Yeah. I mean, not all. I'd try to save some of it, but I'd definitely spend more than I would save. Yeah. Maybe a few Lego sets.
Legos, nice.
Yeah. NCAA.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's coming out.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
A lot of little kids follow this program.
Mm-hmm.
Being a quarterback, you're the focal point. What kind of persona do you want to portray that these kids look up to you?
I want them to be able to look up to me, because I remember when I was little and I used to come to the games and watch these videos, the quarterbacks that would always play. I was dang, I want to be like that guy. And so I want the same to be replicated to them, but I want them to know me as a person too, rather than just a football player. Getting to meet those little kids and throwing the football at them and hanging out with them is a huge thing to me. I think because I always wanted to do that and I didn't really get that opportunity, but the actual relationship, talking to them without the helmet on, without the pads on, if I see them I've seen a few kids at Chipotle, or I'll see a bunch of them at the Avon pool this summer, so just stuff like that I think is special. Yeah!